The Eye Opener Society. Oh boy, sounds
Hey.
all new. You have Gary here, along with the wonderful, beautiful Hannah. We are here to talk to you tonight a little bit about the rebranding, what's going on behind the scenes, and what we have in store because there's so much going on. You may all remember us as Third Eye Meditation, and that's basically what we still are. I mean, behind the scenes, Third Eye Meditation Network is the big overall parent company, but we're changing the name of the podcast to the Eye Opener Society, and we decided to do that because, well, at least I decided to do it because Third Eye Meditation, when I started that, it was under a whole different set of circumstances. When I was going through my bad time, my downtime, I guess, when I had my breakdown, let's just say, last year, I created Third Eye Meditation as a life coaching kind of business and all, and I started the podcast as a way to promote that business. But after 1 year doing the show, and I think we spoke so much in detail on meditation and all, I'm out of that stage now.
Yeah, we try to switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, give something new, give something fresh, give a little bit new meaning. So the Eye Opener Society, we're a society of people that we're going to open up your eyes to what's going on in the world. And that's what we're going to do. Now, we're still going to do a lot of meditation stuff, a lot of talk about mental health issues, ways to get around it. But Hannah and I, again, we're just two regular people. We go through life. We deal with the same exact things as everybody else does. And we bring you our wisdom. And that's basically what it is. But the Eye Opener Society, we're going to be able to, because I always talk about a lot, always wanting to do other stuff and talk about other topics and, get into the more weirder stuff and all that. And it was difficult on the Third Eye Meditation only because Third Eye Meditation, everybody expects you to talk about meditation. So with the Eye Opener Society, it gives us a chance to talk about a lot more things, really blended in.
Rebranding just opens up a more variety of topics to talk about.
Plenty of other topics. And speaking of that, we're going to have many more guests too coming in on the Eye Opener Society. What I'm enjoying is we were contacted through Elaine from Arcane Oracle. She does some stuff for us behind the scenes as well. She does her horoscopes and she does tarot readings and all. But we have Angelica Matev. She's going to be coming on our show. And I'm going to have links up on our page in the synopsis as well as on our YouTube because she's amazing. I spent 20 minutes on the phone with her, just talking to her, and she's an amazing, amazing person, full of energy, travels the world, and she works with birth charts and how to map your entire life based off of your birth charts. And she is so deep into this. She's written a couple of books and all, and she wanted to come on our show, and I'm so excited. And we got to sit down and come up with some times actually. And we're going to try and get her on the show
soon.
Hopefully this week.
Yes.
I want to get her in here because she's very busy and we got to get her in here. So that's what's going on with Third Eye Meditation, which is now Eye Opener Society. Just remember that when you're searching for us. If you're looking for Third Eye Meditation, if you find any of the older links, they'll still link back here to Eye Opener Society. But start remembering Eye Opener Society if you're searching for us anywhere. But again, there's going to be links in the synopsis. And all of these podcasts that we do, at least from here on in, we're going to also record this for our YouTube channel as well. Because what we're noticing, a lot of people enjoy watching something visual, even though it's not much, it's just us sitting in the studio, but you get to watch us. So we're going to shoot the video as well and put that up on our YouTube channel. And along with that, we also have Wisdom. And I know we've spoken about it before. If nobody is familiar, Wisdom is an app for your phone, for Apple, Android. You download it, and it's a small podcast platform. But it's really great because you follow a lot of people on there that do podcasts. You could become a podcaster immediately get an audience. And that's what we're on as well. So we do these podcasts and they go over wisdom live. So if you don't have the app, look it up in the Play Store, on Apple Play, on Android. Download the app, get it on your phone, and like I say, you could just sit and listen to everybody because there's a lot of great people on here that do a lot of different talks, and they're on all day long. Pick the topics that you like, and you can even hear us.
Mm-hmm.
And just like I do, I sit sometimes and I listen to the people on the Wisdom app as well.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic little thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and then it also offers an opportunity for you to actually ask guests to join. So, it's great for, I think eventually we want to do a show where we have people come in on wisdom and we get to answer their questions or, hear what they have to say. Maybe they have to counter offer what we're saying, and we're just really, I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we're going to do some exclusive to wisdom shows where you can come on. And normally, I could probably do it, but it's going to take too much. We've had so much and all in relation to the rebranding and all that. We were searching for a new hosting platform. It took 2 weeks of solid research because I wanted a platform that included video hosting as well, and I didn't want to spend the money for different platforms, my Restream where we do the video and all. I want to just consolidate everything, and as much searching and digging as I did, came up there's always one thing that lacks on each and every different platform, and it just makes it unusable. And we were literally on one platform for maybe a total of 30 minutes at most. I thought it was a perfect platform, but it wasn't.
It was a flunk to say.
A total flunk. We redirected, and everybody
we were so excited.
We were. It had everything. Lisa promised.
Me and him were so hyped. We were like, yeah.
Yeah. And so I just immediately went right back to my audio boom. All they do is just offer the hosting, and I just said, you know what? I'm just going to stick with what I have. I'll record everything. I'll do the audio and the visual, and I'll just run everything off the YouTube channel for everybody. So that's what's going on with the whole rebranding. And with that, I just want to say, I don't want people to think that we're going to stray away from offering our advice, offering our help and all that. I know, and it was brought up to me today while I was out by one of our listeners, actually, saying that, almost everybody, and I kind of agree with this, has some sort of mental illness on some sort of level, whether it's real minor or great. I know I have my mental problems. I think we all do. And when we're just regular, ordinary people, not doctors and all that, it's wonderful that we can get on the air like this. And it's actually helping people.
And make an impact on people.
Yeah. And that's what we actually are doing. Yeah. And, congratulations to you. Congratulations to me. It's nice to pat ourselves on the back. There's nothing wrong with it because, I've heard from listeners that it actually helps. And we, always love doing that.
Yeah.
Giving that help to people. And you, Hannah, you're great with that too. And that's why I think we're going to have some exclusive wisdom talks.
Yeah.
Where this way people can call in and all. And listen, with the new rebranding, like I said, it's going to go step away from the meditation a little bit, and it's going to go much deeper. We're going to talk about so much stuff. We're going to dive into the whole alien things more. We're going to dive into more mental health issues, regular everyday life, and it could be anything. Love, relationships. I think we'll get into some talks like that. As well as just going back maybe to a little bit more of the meditation when we feel necessary and all. But it's really going to be a real open concept kind of show where you can talk about anything, whatever comes across our mind, and we're going to give a little bit more shows. We're a little late with this one.
Yeah, we just have a lot going on.
A lot going on. And listen to this. We may, logistically, depending, because we just got something. It's in the backyard, not here in the studio, but we did get a pool.
Yes.
We might have.
That's what I was doing all day, was setting it up.
Yeah, so we have a pool. We may do, if logistically I could get the Wi-Fi to get enough signal out there and get enough electronics.
Let's connect to mine, probably.
We may have to do that and get the equipment out there. But we'll have a poolside podcast. Why? Because why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Freaking awesome, man.
Poolside podcast. I think that would be great too. So, hey, whatever we have to offer, whatever ideas, whether they pass or fail,
we're going to try it.
We're just going to do it.
That's what life's about. Trying new things.
Yeah. So we want to get these new ideas onto the rebranding. We want to get them to you. And we just want to throw some new concepts. Because it does. I think we get really tired of speaking about the same thing. And meditation is going to only go so far. And especially if you're not practicing it the way we keep telling you to do it, it becomes repetitive. I mean, you can look up meditation anywhere and you can get ideas from anyone. Go back to some of our older shows, and eventually we'll come back around and we'll talk more about meditation, because meditation solves a lot of problems, but there's a lot of real world situations that are going on, and we need to address them. I think as a team, you and me against the rest of the world. Again, we are just those regular, ordinary people, and that's, I think, what we're pushing here.
I electrocuted myself today, everyone.
Yeah, she did. Setting up that pool, she electrocuted herself. So as long as there's no abnormal heart rhythms, I think we're okay.
Yeah. I'm like, my legs are like Jell-O.
So that's what we have. That's what we have as far as the rebranding of Third Eye Meditation into the Eye Opener Society. You guys, anybody that tunes in and listens, you are part of the society. The guys that are making this happen, the guys are tuning in, and we're going to help you open up your eyes and then open up your eyes. See things in a different view. And when we present things, remember, we don't force anything down anybody's throat, whether religion, spiritual, or just any theories or anything. The way we try to present them is just like that. This is what we've heard. This is a concept. This is a theory, whatever it may be. We're going to present it to you. We're going to give our opinions. We're going to give whatever facts we have. Digest it however you want. If it's not your cup of tea, it's fine. Wait for the next episode, because like I said, we're going to have a lot more episodes, and a lot of them in rapid succession. This way you pick and choose what you really like. But none of this is going to be like the way politics are, where it's all being shoved down your face and you have to be on this side or that side. Everything's just going to be presented in a neutral kind of platform to you.
We're just going to be like, hey, this is what we were going to talk about. If you're not interested, we'll see you next podcast, hopefully, But we just want to, open up our heads and, talk about shit that we want to talk about, shit that we see that we're just like, you know what, this isn't sitting right with me, or you know what, this is awesome. It's just so much stuff going on, and it's just endless topics, and just rebranding to Eye Opener Society was just a good move for us. So we could, express ourselves, express our opinions, and hopefully, make an impact on everyone, or, like I said, open it up to where other people can come in and say, hey, have you heard about this? And we can do the research, and then we can, bust out a podcast to you guys, and we can have everyone's feedback and stuff like that. We're just we're not going into the woke society. I don't want to say, what I mean? Right. We want to get down to the stuff that the woke society is being blocked from. That's what the kind of stuff we want to talk about. We want to talk the stuff that's, not tabloid stuff.
Yeah, we want to get down. You're living in society, and like we spoke about on Third Eye Meditation, that there's a lot of stuff that is being forced down everybody's throat. You're being forced to conform and forced to do. We're going to open up your eyes to that kind of stuff. But again, we're not going to force any beliefs down your throat. No. We're just going to present, again, theories and things that are going on. We'll talk about some current event things, if they're really impactful. And I have something I want to talk about quickly, and then we'll find some other topics. This is just an open forum today, because we haven't given you a podcast in a little bit. But again, we've rebranded from the last time, and we just want to explain why and just give you some ideas of what's going on with that. But there's a couple things I do want to talk about tonight. Like this. This is interesting. I don't know how many people have heard, and again, this here is in the United States, so wherever you're listening to us from, this happened here in Las Vegas. And I haven't gotten all the details, because I want to wait a little while and see what happens, because I'm the type of person where as soon as something happens, I don't like to start drawing conclusions on it right away. I wanted to get through the news, and it actually hit mainstream too, which is interesting. I want to see what develops, because in this field, it always happens where suddenly it starts to disappear from the news. And it involves aliens. And this is interesting because, again, it hit mainstream. So in Las Vegas, there was apparently a UFO that crashed into somebody's backyard.
I didn't hear about this.
Yeah, okay, this is good. I don't think a lot of people heard about it. But it involves a 911 phone call, all right?
Did they release it?
States, yes. It's 911. If you're not listening in the United States, 911 is the emergency number if you have to get in touch with any kind of emergency service, police, fire, rescue, whatnot. But somebody called 911. They have the 911 recording. And they were describing that something crashed in their backyard. And they were reporting seeing two, what they were describing as creatures. And they were so scared on the phone saying that they were not human, that they were about 8 feet tall, large eyes, and they kept saying they're definitely not human. Now, what lends some credence to this was there's body camera footage from the police officers.
Okay.
Prior to them responding over there, the first police officer that arrived was talking to the people that said something crashed in their backyard. And he was saying, my partner seen something fall from the sky. So this was coming from a police officer who said there was something I felt. Body camera footage showed something kind of like a green light, almost like plasma or something, coming down from the sky. Now, I don't have all the details. I wait for things to get released, and I have a channel that I watch on YouTube, and I'll give him a shout out, Secure Team 10. Great. He's been doing stuff on UFOs and aliens for years.
Mm-hmm.
And I know he's going to have something on his YouTube, and I'm going to try and get all the information from him because I think he really breaks it down better than me just picking stuff off the news. But there is, if you search it, there is an actual 911 phone call. There's body-worn camera footage of some strange things. And from what I understand, in the backyard, there's a burn mark, a perfect circle and stuff like that. And just from what I was reading, because I had a busy day today, I didn't get a chance to really dive into it. I really want to. But they were saying that, all of a sudden, all the men in black, the black vans, and everything started showing up. Things start to disappear. And I can almost guarantee they're going to come up with some quote-unquote logical explanation to this. But I don't think that there is, because if we've been reading that the United States government has been talking, they've put these here special groups together, and they've been talking about it at the Pentagon and all that. There's something coming. There's something that's going to be revealed soon. This is all part of the awakening, but it's also obviously taking our minds off of other things that are going on in the news. A lot of things politically that are going on, and then suddenly something like this happens.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to open your eyes to that. This is what politics are all about. It's controlling. It's diverting your attention while they are doing something to us, or they're trying to get away with something. And with all the stuff that's going on right now, politically, and all of a sudden there's a crashed UFO, they're diverting our attention again. That's just my thoughts on it. They're definitely trying to divert our attention. However, I think there is some truth to what's going on in that whole alien field. If you know me, I believe in it. But this is kind of weird. This was, the more I watched that video and I heard that 911 phone call, it doesn't seem like there was any acting to that or it was any kind of false, because they went out there and actually interviewed the people, and you could see the people in the body-worn camera footage. They were actually talking about it, and they were genuinely frightened by it. So something happened. We don't know yet.
Why couldn't it be our backyard?
Yeah, why can't it be our backyard? Well, as long as they don't crash into the pool.
Yeah, not the pool. Just like the other, half of the yard that we didn't know was ours, but now.
Right. Yeah, there's definitely stuff that's going on, and that's just in the news. And that's exciting to me. I'll bring some more information once I get more information. I'm sure some of you might know what's going on or heard about it, but it may also disappear from the news too, which it most often does, because that's what they do. I would like to talk more about that, but also, again, just from today, from talking to one of our listeners, mental health is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been talking about that a lot. We talk about a lot of people's problems, and we try and lend some help the best we can without any professional certificates on the wall or anything like that. So again, we present anything just, from a human perspective. We respect everybody and we try and help everybody out. Uh, there's been a lot of negativity,
Yeah.
and I think that's going on in the world. And I think we need to stop with the negativity, because you can't create a positive environment if you're always negative. And I keep seeing that. I keep seeing that on our Facebook page, which, by the way, I wanted to talk about too, is a Facebook page.
Yeah.
Because I got a Facebook group now under Eye Opener Society, and we're running it differently because I think you and I are sick and tired of Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sick and tired of like our audience and all that. The problem is, I'm the type where when we had the page, every day I was looking at the analytics and, oh, we got this many followers, we got that. I'm done with it because we have to abide by Facebook's algorithms, their rules, their restrictions. And I was just getting so annoyed. So I created a group, and I think the algorithms are different for the group. So just in case you happen to be following us on our Facebook page, join the group, because if we are gonna have some live shows in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Not as many, but they're all going to be on the group. So
Yeah.
if you're on the page and you're missing out, well, please go on the group. Just look us up, Eye Opener Society. Find us on Facebook and follow us. You can follow us on both the page and the group. But I'm not following and begging for people to join or follow. We're out there. Facebook puts just too many restrictions on us, and we're just tired of dealing with that. I like putting my quotes up there and all. But just speaking of that, I do a lot of quotes, and they're my own quote. I think about them, when I wake up, I come up with, a bunch of things. It comes from the heart. It goes out there to everybody. And occasionally there's comments, which I love. I love people that get involved, but I see a lot of negativity. Oh, I'm trying, and this is difficult. This is hard. Life should never be that difficult. We run into difficult situations, but life itself is not difficult.
Yeah. One of my favorite quotes, actually, that kind of goes around, what you're saying is happiness is a journey. It's not a destination. If you want to be happy and you want your life to be, quote, easy, just make it easy. Ride the journey. Mm-hmm. It's not a destination. There's no stop and then you're forever happy. You know what I mean? It's a journey. You're going to have ups and downs. That is life. But overall, you have to look at the bigger picture. I had to correct my husband today. I'm trying to set up, we're trying to set up this pool and the electrical's not working. And he's like, great. Now we just have a big, lukewarm, like bathtub in our backyard. And I was like, look at the bigger picture here. We were fortunate enough to be able to get a pool. There's people out there who probably dream of having a pool. You know what I mean? We have a beautiful house. It's fixable. There's going to be setbacks, but in the bigger picture of life, just be happy, be grateful, be thankful. I'm not saying it's not, be sad, but don't let your sadness overcome the positives that are so bright in your life.
Well said, well said. And I think that's exactly what I was trying to drive home. And I get a little frustrated. I don't like, that might be a negative side of me, getting a little frustrated when I hear people being negative. Mm-hmm. The "oh, woe is me" kind of thing. I don't like that because I would rather see people positive and strong. And when I see this negativity all the time, it's like you're creating that negativity. You're becoming that ball of negativity by always crying about a situation that you have total control over. Fix your problems by being positive. Mm-hmm. Don't say, "oh, I'm trying." Say, "I'm doing."
Yes.
Instead of trying. Trying sounds like a struggle, an uphill battle. Even though it may be, you're doing instead of trying. Mm-hmm. Change that mindset and just say something much more positive and much more reaffirming than just something negative always. Because it is. To me, it's frustrating. I don't really like
it's okay to feel it. When we first moved in, I had to move my car for something, and I was just so overwhelmed that he knocked on the window. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing? And I just burst into tears. I was so exhausted. I was just I was bent up. And then I just let it out. And then I was like, he's like, are you good? And buddy, and I was like, yeah, I'm good. I got it out. I'm good. I'm moving on. Because I didn't sit and dwell in that moment where I was just so overwhelmed. I felt defeated. I was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm getting up. I'm trying again. I got my tears out and I'm good. You know, I'm riding the train. Like, you just got to keep going. That's the thing. That's what I see with people is that they do that. Woe is me. I can't, I'm down a tunnel and I don't see the light. The light is there.
Yeah.
Just keep chugging along. Take a break if you need to. No one says keep going, exhaust yourself. Take a break, but keep that motivation in your heart to keep going.
And to add on that, like you said, you don't see that light? Find the light switch. Yeah. Turn the damn light on yourself. All right? You're right. Like, I remember your breakdown. I remember my breakdowns when I first moved in here. And what are we doing now? We got it done. We keep saying that. Yeah, we did. Every time there's something big that goes on, and a lot of times it's manual labor that we got to do here.
The bush.
Yeah, the bush is out front, the garage, and moving everything. It's big time work, but we get it done. Why? Because we're supportive, and we say, listen, no sense crying about it, because what's going to get done if we cry about it? Just go in there and we do it.
We do it. We don't want to do it, but we're going to do it anyway because it needs done. And once it's done, me and him, we just both look at each other. We get this weird ass high. We're like, fuck yeah, we did this. We did this shit. Like, I put that pool together today and I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. You know what I did? I got in the shower, washed off all that pent up energy and was like, all right, I'm good. Let's do this freaking podcast. I'm ready. It's overdue. Let's go. After we did that bush, me and him, we just cheers some. I don't even know what we drank that day.
I think, well, if we don't remember it must have been good.
Yeah. And we were like, damn, we did that shit. And it looks 10 times better. Like, the outcome of the hard work made it all worth it. Just do it.
Do it. That's it. Just put
freaking Nike. Just do it.
Yeah. Just get out there, because if you're putting things off, you're procrastinating, and you're crying about things, it's never going to get done. And this is with any aspect of your life. Success in life. If you want success, you picture that success in your mind. Well, you got to take the steps to get there. It's not going to just happen. You have to do the work. It is. And you know what? Lean on people that are supportive too as well.
We lean on each other so much.
Yeah, we really do. And listen, those of you that do not know or just joining us for the first time or whatever, Hannah's my stepdaughter, but I never pictured her as a stepdaughter. You're my best friend.
Yeah, we're besties.
We're real besties, and we get along better that way, I think.
Yeah.
But we have become a support system for each other. It goes beyond this podcast. It goes beyond the whole Eye Opener Society. It goes beyond the Third Eye Meditation. And this is why the rebranding, because again, when you came on, I had Hannah on one of our Facebook Live shows. And after that show was done, I just looked at her. I said, you're part of the Third Eye Meditation. That's it. Done.
Yeah.
And from that moment on, we just started doing shows together. And we think the same, even though we're completely different. And I said, well, now that you're here, and Third Eye Meditation was my thing from my mental breakdown, and we've come so long, and now it's you and I.
Yeah.
That's why we figured we rebrand, because I wanted Hannah to be 100% part of this, and that's why I wanted to throw off the old name, because it was under different circumstances. So now Hannah's here 100%. That's why Eye Opener Society is us, and it's always going to be us. It's a team. Any decision I want to make, it goes to Hannah as well. But that's a support system. That's what you have. When you want to be successful, if you just want to get out of bed in the morning, if you want to feel in a better mood, find someone that supports you. Find somebody on that same wavelength. It may not be easy, but anybody that believes in you and anybody that can support you, you're going to find those energies. And you work well with those energies, that you'll have a support system like that. It could be 1 or 10 people. It doesn't matter. Right now, all I got is you as a support. When it comes to the podcast and all that, you're my support system.
And he's my support for this podcast. I'm like, hey, let's do this.
We do, and it does, and it works. And that's us. So we found a key to life. one of life's struggles, pass it on. Try and find somebody that works. And it doesn't have to be your
Yeah.
stepkids. It could be. It could be family members. It could be friends.
It could be a stranger that you meet, that you're having a conversation on the subway, and then you guys become just your souls bond with each other, and you connect, and you're just like, well, shit, we're doing this now, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And not a lot of that happens anymore.
Yeah.
Where are we stuck? We're stuck with social media all the time.
Yeah.
And we're putting comments, and people put nasty comments back and forth, or even if they're positive comments back and forth. But nobody reaches out in a human form anymore and starts a conversation. Go to a library. Go to some place where people gather and just do friendly talk. Introduce yourself.
I love doing that. Like at the park this morning, I actually did that. I just started talking to a random mom. I had my son at the park today. Me and him having a little mommy date. And, we went to the park, went and had lunch. And I just, was conversing with this lady at the park. And she had a little girl, and we were just talking. And it felt good. I guess it's just like something it's just embedded in me. Anytime I go out in public, I always make sure to compliment someone, because you never know what someone's going through,
Yeah, that's good.
I want to, maybe that person was having a really shitty ass day.
Right.
And, maybe I can't pay it forward, buy their coffee or something like that. I try to do that every once in a while, but, I'm paying forward a compliment. Maybe that one compliment that I made turn their whole day around, and they're like, wow, this random stranger said this to me,
Yeah.
Hey, I like your earrings. Hey, I like your hair. Wow, your smile is really beautiful. I told that to an older woman one time, and she had tears in her eyes.
Yeah. And that's fantastic advice for the entire world. I don't care who you are. Kindness goes a long way. It doesn't take much. Even just smiling at somebody, we become stuck behind this dumbass social media nonsense all the time, and we forget what it's like to be a human. I enjoy doing podcasts because it's communication. It's using your voice, getting it out there in a positive way for a change. Like I'll go on social media all day long and put my quotes up that hopefully it's helping people, but I want more to that. I want to see reactions. I want to see how it actually transforms somebody's life. And sometimes it doesn't even have to be a voice. It's just a smile, just where you look at somebody, or just helping somebody. I don't care what it is. Do something nice for somebody. Say something kind to somebody. Carry yourself in a manner that's always going to shine. And you're going to bring that shine, that light to somebody else, and help them to shine too as well.
Side note, I just wanted to tell you, I just checked my phone. Sorry, everyone. They're going to glue it. They're going to try to glue it. My niece had a little incident today, so she's at the ER. They're going to glue it.
Gonna glue it. Well, that's even safer. Yeah. This is modern. We used to stitch people up, and I guess we still do, depending. But now we glue people. We can glue people together. It's pretty cool. So that's good, because stitches, I think, is more traumatic, especially for a child. So gluing is much better.
I do want to add on to, with support systems, I'm just going to do a special shout out to my mom, because I've been just thinking about that lately. I don't know if she's going to listen to this. Hopefully she does, but I'm just like so grateful for my mom. My mom and Gary, they moved in with us a little,
It's been over a month.
Almost 2 months now.
Yeah.
We've been under the roof, and I'm just like so grateful for my mom. She takes care of my son while I do my full-time job, and now she's up there probably getting him to bed while we're doing this podcast, because it is, almost 10 o'clock here. We're on Eastern time. And she's just great, and I love her, and I just appreciate everything she does. And I just honestly, I couldn't picture my life without her,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and obviously I couldn't picture my life without her. She's always been my support system.
She does all of our laundry.
Yeah, I mean, what would I be doing without it? Even though I do try to do laundry, but she always yells at me. But yeah, this is what we got. We have a family unit. We're all supportive.
Mm-hmm.
It works out wonderfully. There's a lot of love on the here. And I know there's people out there that do not have that.
Yeah.
And my heart goes out, but at the same time, love yourself.
Yep.
Love yourself.
Yeah.
If you got nobody else, love yourself. It's important.
Mm-hmm.
Do that, because sometimes you're not going to get that.
Yeah. And, I hate to say this cliche quote, but it's like at the end of the day, you only have yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But, even if you only have yourself, get out there, go to a park, meet friends. If you want to use social media, that's fine. Build a support system. Never feel alone, because you are never alone. You always have yourself.
You do. You have yourself, and there's other people. Because that's the other negativity I always get. And I think we are going to eventually have a podcast based off of relationships and love and all that other stuff. But I don't care who you. I see again the negativity with people. Oh, I never find anybody. I can never find. If you're walking around saying that all the time, guess what? That's what the universe is hearing. That's what the universe is giving you. Nothing. Go out there, make the effort, be positive, and be confident. I don't care who you are, man or woman. Everybody's attracted to some sort of confidence. Nobody likes somebody who's moping around all the time. Nobody wants that. I don't even like hearing that. That's why I always try to change people's ideas and the way they feel. Just turn it around. Stop being negative. Think of it as a positive. Do something positive for a change. And that's my theme tonight. It's just that negativity. I don't like. I get into states of mind where people think I'm being negative, but I'm avoiding people during those times. If I feel negative,
you don't want to push it off to other people.
Exactly. I don't want those vibes going to people. I don't want to drag anybody down with me.
Yeah.
I'll sit and deal with those demons on my own until I start thinking positive again, and I can go out there and be around other people.
Exactly.
And it works better that way for me. Just like when I'm ill, if I am physically ill, I don't want anybody near me. That's how I want to lock myself in a room and wait until I'm well. And that's just the way I am, because I don't want that. Because illness is a lot of negative energy is coming off you. You don't want that to be around other people. And so isolate yourself for those moments, but don't remain in that isolation.
Yeah.
Don't remain negative. Don't remain ill. Get out there. Try. Do things. I know there's certain mental barriers that some people have where they cannot do that, but you got to try. I mean,
from a person who has mental barriers like that, it's possible. When there's a will, there's a way.
There certainly is. I've done it.
Yeah. That brings up, like, when you said with like an illness, I had COVID like right when my son was born. And when I tell you, I woke up, my whole body, I never felt this type of ache before. I was like, oh, yep, I had it. I have it. Right even before, like, I tested, like my husband brought it home. My son had it. He was 3 months old. And then I was like, all right, maybe I just won't get it. No, I woke up one day. Oh, those body aches were unreal. But you know what it did? Ibuprofen, Tylenol, Vicks, and I was like, looked at myself in the mirror. I said, you have a newborn. You're going to feel better. You feel like crap right now, but you're going to get past it. You're going to do your thing. You're going to drink some tea. You're going to feel better. And you know what? I didn't allow that sickness to consume me. I was like, yep, I feel like crap, but I'm going to keep telling myself, you're fine. You're going to be fine. You got to do the shit. You got to mom it up, And I'm not even lying to you guys when I say I manifested feeling better so hard for myself that next day I woke up, no more body aches. I felt fine. And I just did the thing. I was taking care of my boys. I did it. I manifested that. I spoke into the universe what I needed, and it was given back to me. So when we're sitting here and, preaching this to you, just I'm not, like I said, we're not going to force anything on you guys, but just try to practice it. Cause like I'm telling you real life experiences here. Like it's possible. You just have to really believe. You have to try.
Yeah. Dig deep and reach down deep and just bust that positivity out.
Bust it out. Cause when I was in such a negative, I was sobbing. I think I called my mom. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do. And I was like, you know what? I felt it. But then I cut the negative line and I was like, nope, I'm not feeling like this anymore. And I was fine. I was positive the next day. I was like, you know what? I'm under so much stress, but I'm not going to let that negativity follow me and just stick to me. I did my thing and I cut that tie and I was positive, feel it. I'm not saying don't feel it, but then cut the tie because life is too short to just remain negative.
Right.
Just live positive.
Yeah. Be positive. Things like not too long, even before moving in here, things were falling apart in my life, whether it be financially and all. And you struggle so hard, and you keep thinking negative, and that negative that you're thinking, it starts to happen because you're thinking it. So I just had to fall back and start thinking more positive. Say, okay, well, it hasn't happened. If it hasn't happened yet, how do you know the outcome until it actually happens? Deal with things in smaller bites.
Yeah.
When you sit and start thinking about, oh, this is going to happen, and oh, this is the whole world is going to end, and that's when you start drawing that negative, and the apocalyptic events inside your mind, and then you wait a day and you wake up the next morning like, wow, that's stupid. None of that happened.
That brings up a hot topic that I actually wanted to bring up. So like I said, we're on the Eastern Standard Time in the United States. We're in the state of Pennsylvania. So some of you, whoever's listening in the United States or, other countries, if you've heard about it, Canada's recently had some wildfires due to droughts. We haven't gotten a lot of rain this spring. We're actually about to hop into summer here soon. I think it's June 22nd or something like that. Yeah. And the smog and smoke actually started coming down our way, down into Michigan, down into Ohio, down into Pennsylvania. Then, we had a plant burn in New Jersey, I think it was. Yeah. And that's like a semi-neighboring state to us. And when I tell you, I go onto Facebook, and I do believe in God, that's just my personal thing. But when I go onto Facebook and I see these people going into the Bible, and there was something in the Bible saying, the fire in God's eyes, da da da. There was one of these, what are they called? Are they scriptures in the Bible or whatever? Or, Psalm, it wasn't in Psalm, but it was in one of them, like I said, I believe in God, but I'm not a Bible reader. I almost said something else, but I didn't.
Bible thumper?
Yes. And I just chuckled because, like I said, I am a believer of God, but some of the stuff that's in the Bible, I just can't get with it. This quote, I'll have to see if I can pull it up quick. I was just like, there's just something about that people are creating this chaos. People are creating this fear in people who are, religiously believe in every single thing that the Bible says. And I just got off Facebook for the rest of the day because I just got tired of seeing it. I was like, this is just going to create panic for people, especially like more of like the older generation people who, they're retired. They don't do anything all day. They go to Walmart, they go wherever. And then they sit on their Facebook, comment on people's things. And then they read this. And it made me upset because I was like, these people that are sharing this, they're creating panic in people's lives. Like, stop creating that apocalyptic thoughts.
Yeah.
This happens. This has happened in the past. It's nothing new, A couple years ago, California dealt with this. Do I think that the Canada situation is more strange? When it happened in California, only, California, Washington were affected. But now here, Canada has happened, and now the whole lower East Coast cuts off basically in Maryland, but still whole upper East Coast is getting affected by it. That my husband and me, we've been talking about, government things about that, but that's yeah, he'll talk about that. But it just really irked me. It's just one of those things where it's just like, it's not that deep. It's one of those things where it's not that deep, and you're creating fear in people's.
Yeah. Like I said, I could go on forever with religion, and like, I'm a spiritual person, and I believe in gods, plural.
Yes.
Gods and goddesses. And
me too. Yeah.
So I don't hold, religion sacred to me because I don't follow any one religion. I've been reading a lot on the Hermetic religion.
Here it is. I'll read it if you want.
Alchemy and all that. That's what I've been just reading because I enjoy more the philosophical side of religion. That's what I enjoy, but I don't follow any one path because I don't want to become I don't want to follow a God that's creating so much chaos. That's not the way
I
it
think
should
I'm like
go.
an open person because there's a lot of things that I believe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can follow.
Yeah.
Ominism, I believe it is, where you believe that there's truth in every religion. And I kind of
Yes.
feel that way because I
Yeah.
think no matter what, it's the same story told in different ways.
Yep.
So yeah, that's one. But this, yeah, there are people. I won't. Again, I don't want to
Shame anyone
shame
because
anybody because believe what you believe in.
Yep, and we don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I don't. But sometimes it gets out of hand.
Yes.
And what you're going to probably read to me shortly
Yeah.
here, it does. And it does. It becomes aggravating because it has nothing to do. Because I could go on to much more conspiracy. If you want to go into the deep religious, and demonic, take the governments. Because there's footage showing all of these California wildfires igniting at once. That is mathematically impossible for.
Was
it
it
to
the
happen.
Canada ones or the California?
Canada
ones, yeah.
The more recent ones. And this is, I actually have a bad throat, and I've been, congested now.
Yeah.
Air
quality alerts for days.
It's been really bad, but I also believe, what are they poisoning with us? Poisoning us with now. Because I'm a big believer, not a believer, because it is true. It's out there in black and white from the government that create chemtrails, and they're spreading this barium and all this other stuff. It's out there. They're poisoning us. So yeah, I could go on a whole government conspiracy thing again, which is why I love my platform because I can do that.
Yeah, I did see the Canada fires. Like they all started different areas. I think
one shot, and that just don't happen. And I don't believe, because a lot of people saying, well, maybe it was something from above, like lasers. I'm thinking it's coming from underground, but that's me. I could go into a whole other podcast on that. But go ahead and tell you what.
Yeah.
What
so
was out there.
Apparently, this is the post that I was saying. I just thought was completely unnecessary. It just created fear in people, and I don't like that shit. I will show wonders in the heavens and on the earth, blood and fire and billows of smoke. The sun will be turned to darkness and the moon to blood before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And that's Joel 2:30-31.
Okay.
And like I said, it's just, like I said, I'm a believer of God, but some of the things in the Bible I just can't get behind, because when that's in the Bible, how I look at Bible scriptures is there's a lot of deeper meanings. But people are like, wake up, God's telling us something, da 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 da. And yes, that may be true, but stop creating fear in people, or stop making it deep. Because like you said, you could go off of, maybe the government sees this quote and they're like, oh yeah, we can do this. We can overwork people. We can create the fear in people that, doomsday or something's happening, but it's just something that I'm like shivering to my core right now. It's just like, when I saw that post and just reading it again, it just ignites like a fury in me.
Yeah. Right. Because even, all right, this year was a little bit more out of control kind of fires, and kind of, there's some shady shit I think going on with it. But even me, until I got enough proof, I don't want to talk about it.
Because it creates negativity and panic. And it's just like, just stop.
Exactly. Because again, these are wildfires. They happen. It's natural.
Yeah.
Just like the environment. Oh, people, please. When the earth was created, the temperatures were not the way they were today, okay?
But like the thing is that we built roads, oh my God,
Yeah, it's just, listen, climate
I'm like
change,
going off a tangent now. I'm like, I'm ready to go.
Right, and I don't mind that because, yes, climate change is real because it's been happening since the earth was formed.
Because we create, we build, we build on, we just keep going, buildings and stuff. It's going to change the environment.
Chris, before humans were on the earth, it changed. Balls of fire, and then it cooled down, ice age, and then everything melted.
And animal decaying, and their bones going into the world. It's going to change.
Yeah, and so
that's me with deer. Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, deer, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, they were around before we were. Our roads took their land, and now you're mad because they want to run out in front of your fucking car. Well, sorry, we took their roads. Like,
yeah, it's true. We don't realize we're sharing the earth with so many people, so
and
many creatures.
don't get me fucking started with these people with the damn coyotes. In our
that's
area,
right, yeah.
Pennsylvania is native for coyotes. We have been mountain lions too. You know what I mean? And people are like, "Oh, coyote! Oh!" I'm like, I'm not trying to make fun of people, but like people are just they're going off tangents. They're like, "Everyone be safe." La la la. I'm like, yeah, be safe, but like realize that coyotes have been here. Okay.
Right. And who's gotten attacked or killed by a coyote here?
People that are fucking with them.
Yeah.
We share the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Share the fucking earth.
Right. Yeah. It's high time we start acting like mature adults. I really do believe that. You know, we come like there's many people that. I listen. I was born and raised in New York City. All right, the Bronx. I didn't know much about half the stuff.
Yeah.
That goes on in rural areas, but I have open eyes. I've learned about things. So I don't sit here and freak out. Oh,
adapt.
You adapt. Okay. I'm a human being and I'm sharing a planet with so many other creatures and bugs, and everybody freaks out over spiders and bees. It's like they're here.
That brings back to like aliens. Like, I mean, we're sharing the solar system, man.
Yeah, we are. We're in their territory. So yeah, let's get this straight. Let's stop with the scriptures and the coming of Christ and all that. Believe what you want to believe, but again, just because of there's a forest fire, that doesn't mean it's the second coming of Christ. All right?
Yeah.
It means it's a forest fire. That's what it is. And there's gonna be a lot of smoke,
Yeah.
I have my views on religion.
Yeah.
I'll freely speak about
it. And maybe it is the coming of Christ, but like don't create negativity. Mm-hmm. Don't create panic.
Yeah.
Just believe what you want to believe, and you have freedom of speech, just like we're here right now doing our podcast, our freedom of speech.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just you're creating a negative, and the negative just keeps expanding, and social media does not help at all. Just be fucking positive.
Yes, just honestly,
I'm going off on this.
Yeah, it does. It kind of touches a nerve because and it was even small for me when I first started talking about it. We build up, but you see how you build up to it because it's these little things. It starts to snowball.
Yeah.
And like me, I just said, people can't make a comment that's positive saying, yeah, I'm going to tackle this today and I'm going to get it done. It's always, oh, I'm trying. I can't do that. Oh, I can't. Just like it goes back to when I was trying to teach meditation. Oh, I can't clear my mind. All right, let's stop saying you can't and let's start trying to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you don't have to do that when you meditate. I think I've been over that 3 million times.
And 3 million.
Yeah. Focus and do what you got to do. Remain positive.
Mm-hmm.
While we're on the subject, you're getting carried away. I don't want to get as carried away, but I might. And again, I respect everybody, and I don't want this to become something like where I'm being mean, but I just want to say something. If you're having medical issues, the whole world don't want to know about them. Okay, listen, when you have any type of medical, even mental, physical, whatever it may be, the more you speak about it, the worse it's going to get because you're manifesting it. Also, do you know how many people you turn off? If I walk around telling you I'm healthy, I'm feeling good, it's positive vibrations. How you doing today? I'm feeling miserable. This hurts. My toe hurts. My ear hurts. And this hurts. And I've been sick for I am turned off immediately. That's negative energy coming at me. And people don't want to realize this. This is how we create our spaces. This is how we find people. This is how we interact. It's through these vibrations. And misery loves company. I've said this before in other podcasts. Misery loves company. Okay? And if you're finding the people that want to hear about this, and then you're in a large group, you do realize what you're creating is one huge ball, dome over you of negativity, and you will not heal. I was taught by someone. As a matter of fact, Rhonda from Solitary Coventry, she always said, don't say you're sick.
Mm-hmm.
Say you are either recovering or getting well.
Yeah.
It's a positive spin on things, and it made a lot of sense to me. Now I
Mm-hmm.
don't say, "Oh, I'm feeling sick today." Oh, I'm starting to feel better.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, like me and him when we like the smoke, we're like, oh yeah, it's kind of bothering us, but I'm
Mhm.
like, well, we'll be all right. We're just gonna, drink some water, drink some tea, take some meds if you have to, and then hope it'll pass. And then we, what we did, we're like, we'll be good when it rains,
Yeah.
We're asking the earth, like, come on, like, we just need some rain. We just need some rain. And you know what? We did get rain.
Yeah, we did.
We did. We
It
got a
was
little
brief,
bit.
but yeah.
It was brief, and we did it, and we felt better. We're like, we're gonna get better. We just need a little bit of rain. Take a little bit longer shower, open us up. Because I think we were all dried out at this point in time.
Yeah.
But
you know what I did? And you see me. I stood outside. I
Yeah, he
walked
did.
outdoors. I sit outside in the haze, and I even light up cigars. Listen, it's all about that adaptation that you could get out there and become part of that situation to the point where your body gets used to
Adapting.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, just adapt to it, damn it.
Yeah, because it's still. Oh, excuse me. It's still a little bit hazy here. We're hopefully going to get some rain tomorrow, apparently all day. We'll see. And you know what I did? I sat out all day. I went to the park, and then I put a pool together in the haze, and I was fine. I was like, you know what? I'm going to be fine. And like adding on to you, when I don't feel well, I'm like, yeah, I got a headache, but I'll be all right. I know I'm going to be all right. Like, I try to always just tell myself, like, yeah, you're feeling crappy right now, but you're doing everything you can, and you're going to feel better eventually. It's not going to last forever.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Always be positive, because there's always going to be somebody who has something worse than you. And there are people with real serious diseases and illnesses and all that. And I only wish positive healing towards everybody. I won't go to somebody who is like on their deathbed and just bring misery to that deathbed by saying, "Oh, well, I have this."
Yeah.
Why would you do that? And that's exactly what it's like. And again, this is not being mean. This is advice that I think you should digest and start thinking about whenever you are about to say, "Oh, this." I mean, obviously, if you have to say, before, to a doctor or something, but to regular everyday people, nobody really wants to hear this stuff. If you want to sit down amongst a group of friends and say, "Listen, I've been experiencing this," there's a different way to present it than just always being the miserable one.
Or someone, even if someone's like, "Hey, how are you doing?" You could be like, "Yeah, I'm fine, feeling a little under the weather, but I'll be all right." Just. If you want to share it, but always make sure to just go that extra step and be like, I'll be all right. All I say, if I have a little cold, I'm like, yeah, I have a little cold, but I'll be all right.
Right.
Just
try better, people. Try better. That's all. We all have our flaws. We do. All right. But try to change them. I try to change my flaws. I try to become a better person. It's, sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, but I go every day and I say, maybe I'll try something different today. I'll try and be, a different person today. But it still aggravates me that there is so much negativity out there, and we need to start changing into a positive. You need to listen to our podcast. Go back to some of the old ones. We've spoken about this before. I've spoken when I was just doing the podcast myself. A lot of coaching, a lot of positivity and motivational talking. Maybe that's what you need. But again, you can listen. It's like here's another thing. I'll give you another analogy. Let's say you have some sort of sickness, whatever it is. I have an actual cure. I give it to you. You try it. Oh, it doesn't taste good. Okay. Do you think you could get past that stage and actually cure yourself? A lot of people right away.
I'll call my mom out right now.
Yeah, that's the thing. But as funny as it seems, but there's another negative. If I'm presenting a positive towards your negativity, and then you're going to return back with another negative, especially when you're asking,
we're just turned off.
Yeah, especially when you're asking for help. And the help is being offered to you. Don't put up a wall. All right? I'm not saying my advice is 100%. Hannah's not saying her advice is 100%. It could be anybody giving you this advice, and it could be people giving you the actual cure. You just don't want to accept it because people enjoy walking around through life being miserable. And then when somebody stops that miserable attitude, they're defeated and they'll go on to the next person that's going to listen to them. I think that's just how human beings work. And we need to work harder at trying to be better human beings that way.
I agree.
We went an hour and I am happy we did. This is the Eye Opener Society now. No longer Third Eye Meditation. We are the Eye Opener Society. Follow us. We're going to have a lot more shows. We're going to do more podcasts. We're going to get a couple lives out there. We might have the poolside podcast. We'll do some Facebook stuff. We're going to have some things.
Wisdom.
Yeah, for wisdom. That's going to be exclusive to wisdom. And again, the topics are going to change all the time.
Like this, like I think I went off the rails a little bit there. I just got passionate, you know. With Eye Opener Society, I think it just like opened me up, to where I can really feel like I can open. I can talk.
Like and that's what the Eye Opener Society really. We're not going to be restricted to just like one topic all the time, and we could go off the rails, or we could sit down and be serious and
get carried away.
Yeah, but we could get carried away, and it's fun. Yeah, and it's fine. That's why I always say, you have a voice, use it. If you don't believe in what we're saying, we don't mind that. That's fine.
Let me hear your opinion.
Yeah, let's hear your opinion. But here's another thing. Before we go, I'll put this into perspective. No matter what you're talking about, guys on wisdom, and I'm talking to everybody there on wisdom too. Everybody has their theme and what they want to talk about. I'll sit and listen to everything. I've learned things from subjects that I never thought I'd be interested in. But here's the thing, when you're talking about something, whether it be politics, whether it be about religion, or anything, you're preaching to the choir. Always remember that. You're going to say stuff, and there's going to be an audience, even if it's just one person, but that person believes in what you're saying. That's the choir. You're preaching to that. The people you want to reach are not listening. They're preaching to their own choir. Get up on your soapbox. Talk. But if you're a listener, listen to everybody. That's the only way you're going to learn something. Wow, I hope I put that into perspective. Actually,
that was good. That was pretty good.
Yeah, it takes more than just talking. It takes more than just a voice. It takes a couple of ears. Listen. Find attributes in everybody's conversation that you can probably relate to, or things you could question. I much rather question somebody than attack them for their beliefs. Why do you feel that way? Why do you believe that? Rather than saying you're stupid for believing that. That's not how we learn as human beings. Use your voice, but use your ears. And use some critical thinking.
Yeah, and even after you hear that, if you still don't agree with them, you'll be like, all right, thanks for thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me some new information.
Thank you. Just thank you. And then if you don't believe it, just go about your day and,
That's it.
That's it.
It's just like social media. You don't like what you see, scroll past it.
Yep.
It's not going to stop your day. It's not going to end it. So that's what the Eye Opener Society is all about. I hope everybody enjoys it. We're going to have, like I said, we're going to have Angelica Matev on here. I hope I'm saying her last name right. There's going to be links because I want to start promoting her now. I'm going to try and find a date, and it's going to be quick. As a matter of fact, I know I didn't mention it. Today is June 11th. I keep forgetting the podcast. You can be turning it on at any time. But it is June 11th today. Hopefully this week I could get Angelica on our show. She's real top-level professional stuff. We're going to have to mind our stuff, and we're going to, because she's real. I'm talking, she's going to change everybody's perspective on things. And I'm going to put the link down. People on Wisdom, please find us. Search Eye Opener Society. We're on Audio Boom. If you go to audioboom.com, BOOM, and search Eye Opener Society, follow our podcast. I think there's a link in my profile. Follow it because I put all the links in there. And it's also going to have our Facebook links as well as our YouTube links so you can actually watch us. But I'm going to put the links of anybody that comes on our show. This way you could start following up on them and give them some support. That's the important. Listen, we try to always support small businesses.
Yes.
And Angelica has a much larger fan base, but it doesn't matter. Give them support because they're doing things that Hannah and I are trying to do.
Yep.
Opening people's eyes, giving you advice, walking you through this 3D world and trying to get you to that fifth dimension, whether you understand it or not. We don't. We're all trying to figure it out. Let's all figure it out together. And that's what these people that we have on our show are trying to do. We're trying to open your eyes to a lot of things. So,
yeah.
Do you have anything else that are going to
No.
throw you off the rails?
I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good.
All right. But I appreciate the passion. And there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with being passionate about subjects. And that's why I sometimes enjoy listening to people that are very passionate, even if it's a subject matter that I'm not really into. I want to see that passion. I want to hear that. I want to feel that. That's positive. That's real positive if you've got a lot of passion. So get out there, speak your mind, but listen to other people, respect everybody. We're going to be back with a podcast soon.
Yes.
Stay tuned. We're going to keep putting more stuff out there and more material and interviews and whatever else we could come up with. We're going to do some exciting stuff. Thank you all so much for joining Hannah and I.
Thank you.
And we'll see you real soon. Thank you again.